Good evening and welcome into tonight's news edition. His Majesty King Abdullah is scheduled to participate in the 3rd UN Ocean Conference in France next Monday. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safari discusses with a delegation from the Syrian Foreign Ministry bilateral relations and sign a memorandum of understanding in training diplomatic personnel. And Minister of Awqaf and Islamic Affairs Mohammed al-Khalaili conducts an inspection tour of the Jordanian pilgrims' camps in Arafat and Mina. Hello and welcome again. His Majesty King Abdullah is scheduled to participate in the 3rd UN Nations Ocean Conference next Monday in France. The event will see the participation of world leaders, officials and experts. Jordan's participation underscores the kingdom's strong commitment to environmental protection, sustainable development and international cooperation on shared natural resources. The King will highlight Jordan's achievements and challenges in protecting marine life in the Gulf of Aqaba, seek to build partnerships to safeguard marine biodiversity and promote investment in blue economy initiatives. The summit will focus on urgent challenges and emerging opportunities in ocean conservation and the sustainable management of marine resources. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safari has discussed with the delegation from the Foreign Ministry of Syria bilateral relations and cooperation. In a meeting, the Foreign Minister noted Jordan's keenness to enhance cooperation in various fields under the guidance of His Majesty King Abdullah and the Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara. During the delegation's visit, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Nancy Namrouqa and Secretary General of the Foreign Ministry Majid Qatarni attended the signing ceremony of a cooperation memorandum aimed to train diplomatic staff and employees of public sector institutions. The memo was signed by Jordan Institute of Diplomacy and Syrian Diplomatic Institute, two bodies affiliated to the two countries' foreign ministries. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safari has received a delegation from NATO's Partnerships and Cooperative Security Committee. Safari and the visiting NATO delegation held a meeting that covered the strategic partnership between Jordan and NATO, as well as the latest developments in the region. Minister of Awqaf and Islamic Affairs Mohammed al-Khalaili has conducted an inspection tour of the camps for Jordanian pilgrims in Arafat and Mina. During his visit to the Arafat tents, Khalaili reviewed the arrangements, facilities and readiness to accommodate pilgrims ahead of the pilgrims' departure to perform the standing ritual at Mount Arafat. He also examined the logistical support, safety measures, health services and water supply to ensure a smooth performance of the Hajj rituals. Over to the Gaza Strip, the Gaza Health Ministry says that 40 Palestinians have been killed and 208 others injured just in the past 24 hours. In a statement, the ministry said that the death toll of Israel's ongoing aggression since October 2023 has risen to at least 54,500, with more than 124,900 injured. Meanwhile, the government media office in Gaza said that Israeli occupation forces committed a new massacre near an aid distribution center in Rafah, killing 27 starving civilians and injuring more than 90 others. The media office added that the number of starving Palestinians killed in the Rafah and Wadi Gaza bridge areas has risen to 102, while about 500 other Palestinians have been injured over the past 8 days. The United Nations Human Rights Office said deliberately obstructing civilians in Gaza from accessing food and humanitarian aid may amount to a war crime, calling attacks on Palestinians seeking food assistance unconscionable. Spokesperson for the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Jeremy Lawrence, urged a prompt and impartial investigation into attacks on Palestinians trying to receive food aid. This is what he had to say.
The willful impediment of access to food and other life-sustaining relief supplies for civilians may constitute a war crime. The threat of starvation, together with 20 months of killing of civilians and destruction on a massive scale, repeated forced displacements, intolerable, dehumanising rhetoric and threats by Israel's leadership to empty the Strip of its population also constitute elements of the most serious crimes under international law.
Meanwhile, the World Food Programme says that more than 2 million people in Gaza are suffering severe hunger, with many at risk of famine. The UN agency warned that without immediate food supplies, insecurity and civil unrest will continue to escalate. It urgently called for expanded access and faster distribution of food aid throughout Gaza. Now, let's go to the occupied West Bank, where Israeli settlers continue their incursions into the sacred courtyards of Al-Aqsa Mosque in occupied Jerusalem, with armed Israeli forces providing protection. In a statement, the Islamic Waqf Department in Jerusalem said that dozens of extremist settlers have entered Al-Aqsa Mosque today in organized groups via the Maghariba Gate. The department added that the settlers conducted suspicious tours of the mosque's courtyards and performed provocative Talmudic rituals under heavy police guard. Thank you so much for your time.